David Dunn is a professor of international politics at the University of Birmingham. He joins us now from Birmingham in the UK. Really good to have you back with us, Professor. Donald Trump is very much doubling down on his approach to these protests after having sent thousands of troops to quell those protests. He says they'll remain until they pose no further threat to people and federal property there. What's your view in terms of this standoff between the state of California and Donald Trump? How much longer do you think this will continue, given that the protests are already ongoing for 5 days?
I think there's no prospect of an early end to this. This is in response to two sets of provocations by the Trump administration, sending enforcement officers in to round up thousands of people every day, all Latinos, some of them who may be undocumented, some of them who actually just can't prove it immediately, is something which is causing a huge concern in those areas where these detentions have taken place. And then the second thing is, despite the fact that the California authorities say that they've managed to actually contain the protests and the riots that are only in a very small part of the city, to send in federalized National Guard troops and US Marine as a second provocation. And that, of course, is in many people's eyes a desire to actually to stoke the violence and to stoke the protests. And Trump, of course, is actually seems to be enjoying the attention that this is getting. And so these tensions, the anxiety, the further polarization of America is what is happening as a consequence of these sets of actions.
Well, that's right, because Donald Trump has been accused of fanning the flames, making the protests even worse, and all the while the ICE raids, the immigration raids, are continuing. Do you think that the raids will continue for as long as Donald Trump wants them to? Because we know that several of them have been challenged in US courts. Several Americans have been unjustly and unrightly deported. What is Trump's endgame here, do you think?
Well, there's several aspects to this. I mean, he's detained 65,000 people who are being processed, but he's talked about deporting 10 million people from America, and that's the thing which a lot of his key supporters, his base, seem to like. They like the idea of getting rid of these undocumented migrants as they see them. And it's partly actually that there's a racial aspect to this. It's about stopping what they see as a non-white takeover of America, of people coming from different countries with different allegiances. So that's a thing which plays well to his base. But it's also a thing which is popular, and the fact that he's picking on LA is no accident. LA is the most diverse city, it's the most liberal city, as well as being the largest city in the most populous democratic state, California. So he is picking what he sees as an easy target, and he's gaining popularity and attention and headlines for his actions by doing this. So, and also there's a concern that actually by declaring these things to be emergencies, which is why he justifies the use of federal troops, he is potentially creating the opportunity for further emergencies that could increase his power vis-a-vis the states in comparison to any other president previously.
Yes, and he's even talked about invoking the Insurrection Act, which would ultimately override all jurisdictions. We'll leave it there for now, Professor. Great to get your thoughts as always. Thank you.
Always a pleasure.